Good morning, folks. Forgive the crazy attire, I've got ironing to do. As you may have heard yesterday in update, I'm going to be doing an ego challenge. Two reasons. One, the clone comments that were brought up by Mr. by Baldrick. This is a clone ego. I charged it up yesterday fully. It's been going with the use of my VMAX pretty much all day yesterday, and I'm going to exclusively use it today. Now, I've got another ego charge over there. This is a blue light and the charger, a purple one. So basically I'm going to see how far I can get using an ego and a C4 type clone atomizer. It's currently 10 o'clock. I've been using it since I got up, and not doing too badly. I think it's starting to die a bit now. But then I've got a fully charged one over there. Due a fill soon as well, I expect. We'll report in during the day, probably after my ironing. See you in a bit. So just to let you know, we started off the ego challenge this morning on the green battery, which is over here at the moment. I'm actually on charge. And I filled up yesterday, and I charged it up yesterday, but yesterday I was dual modding. I was using both that ego and the VMAX. It is now, well, the challenge proper started when I got up this morning about 9:30. It is now 2:15, and it's gone on charge. Still in the original fill and on a fresh battery. Now, considering my battery's been going since yesterday afternoon, Sunday afternoon, I think that's done pretty well. As have I. I'm on my 24mg Gold Ducat from Ryan, which is still the original fill. Getting a bit burnt now though, because obviously I'm going to have to start doing this sort of business, but fresh you go. Still coping pretty well, so yeah, I think we're doing alright, and I've nearly finished my ironing. So there you go. And so the ego challenge continues. I've changed the battery now. I may have said that in the last piece. It's 7:07. Five even. See? And yeah, it's going alright. Doing alright now. I said I'm on my second battery now. I am definitely going to have to fill up in a minute. But yeah, I think I might push this over into tomorrow, actually. I don't know. In a weird way, I'm kind of enjoying it. Anyway, catch you in the next episode.
Makes sense of what he had just felt. That had not been a touch of stone. With a grim sense of foreboding, he reached out and worked to brush away the snow from the shape's forehead.
Oh, my Sigma!
Even half-prepared, he couldn't hold back a cry of horror as he swept away a layer of frost to reveal a pair of dull, green eyes staring out from that upturned face. He shook his head at the sorry sight. A frozen corpse. The whites of the eyes were cracked and dry, faded with the departure of the man's soul. There's another one over here. Felix edged along the dark stone corridor, his footsteps echoing eerily along the length of the abandoned hallway. It seemed Gotrek had been justified in his misgivings. The gates had been unbarred, but they had found dozens more frozen guards inside. Felix wished he had turned around right there, but his bones ached with the cold, and whatever else this place was, at least it was out of the wind. They pressed on, past faded, peeling canvases, and beneath high-arched windows that rattled angrily in the snow-laden wind as they passed. The hallway continued until it met with another, stretching into frigid darkness to left and right.
Hold up there, manling.
The dwarf stepped past him and got down to his knees, setting his axe reverently on the flags.
Hockey pocky, so it's 9 o'clock at night. I've done 2 tanks and 2 batteries on my Ego. And I've not even looked at the VMAX today apart from moving it when I knocked it over. I've painted a model. I've done my ironing. I've done a shit ton of housework and all sorts of everything else. And do you know what? The old Ego being around my neck, I thought, I think, you know, I've not really missed the mods, which is quite surprising. So I think this challenge accepted, challenge passed. It's been quite nice going back to the old Ego. Very much so, actually, I must admit. Feels weird in the hand though, obviously being used to something a bit more like this. It's been nice to be wearing a lanyard so I'm not sort of constantly walking back with a mod in my hand, you know. Or in my pocket or anything like that. I'm worried about juice leaking. This being a copy entirely has worked remarkably well. I mean, can't moan at that vapour. Tastes great. It's a homemade liquid. It's a DIY liquid. Ryan's RY1. Ryan's Gold Ducat. And yeah, it's been pretty easy. I think it's going to be a bit weird going back to the old VMAX, seeing as I haven't used it since I went to sleep last night. And the 2 Egos that I've gone through today have lasted as well. I mean, I started using the green one yesterday afternoon as we did update recording. I only refilled the tank this afternoon about 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock maybe. I changed the battery shortly after. So, yeah. Definitely been a good, fun little challenge to do. Bit of a fluff piece for the channel. I've been Fury789. You lot have been gorgeous. Peace.